Boom, 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 burp, yeah. Internet. What's up, Internet? 'Cause it's Wednesday in the neighborhood. It's Wednesday in the neighborhood. Don't have your volume at full blast. You don't want to have your volume at full blast. You want to have your volume down low. Hey, you dogs, what are you doing? Dogs are here. They're being good today. Oh, I got to drink some water. I think I'm feeling dehydrated, you guys. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. We've got 54 bright and shiny young faces here. Good to see ya. Who was first to the chat today? I know I've been getting some messages lately. Giving the shout-outs to first to the chat just doesn't seem contextual to certain people out there. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep doing it. Because it's important to me. Those people that show up first to the chat put in an effort. They turn on their notifications, they hit their subscribe button, and they show up. Just to let everybody know, hey, right? Who was first to the chat today? Frank Dominguez. Bald and Dangerous, otherwise known as Dougie. I was going to say Dougie from the UK, but I think he's Scottish. I think I found out that he's Scottish. So I should probably be saying Dougie from Scotland, but I don't know. Have to double check. Right? Let's see. And third place today, AJ's Aquariums. What's up, everybody? Do I want to... Oh, hold on. Cancel. Just close the note, because I got a note on there that I want to get to. And, what do you... Come on now. What are you doing, button? Come on now. Just shrink down to a regular readable size. And just behave, machine. Do what I tell you. It probably is doing what I'm telling it. That's why it's not working. Yes. Bald and Dangerous is Scottish, so we got to go Dougie from Scotland. We got to go Dougie from Scotland from here on out. I mean, it is the UK, but you know what I mean. It's Scotland. Is Scotland separate? I don't know. Hold on a second, you guys. We got to do a geographical search on the internet. Is Scotland... It's... shown whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. The United Kingdom comprises of 4 countries: England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Within the United Kingdom, a unitary sovereign state. Northern Ireland... Man, I can't say Ireland today. What's the problem with that? Scotland and Wales have gained a degree of autonomy through the process of devolution. What? What the heck does devolution mean? I don't think I've ever read that word. Let's take a gander. Devolution, the transfer or delegation of power to a lower level, especially by central government, to a local or regional administration. Oh, synonymous with decentralization. Now it makes sense. And delegation. Okay, yeah, now it makes sense. Synonymous with delegation and decentralization. Now it makes sense. But I've never seen that devolution. I'm liking that. That's going to have to be our little knowledge section today from the internet lookup. We have to Google search sometimes here, you guys. Especially when it comes to geography and things of those nature, because it's ever-changing. The lines in the sand, they don't make a lot of sense. There's not a lot going on. But if you are here in response to the title or what the typical topic of the channel here is, and that is fish, plant knowledge, and things of that nature, naturally. We will hit up on some of that stuff, but this is a long format show, so be aware, new subscribers, new people, whatnot. This is a long format show. We do take tangents. We do go out and about, and we have a good time here. There is a chat window that you can chat into. If you're showing up here later and you do want to be like, hey, I want to be like Frank Dominguez and Bald and Dangerous and whatnot, you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, you hit the bell, you do all that crazy stuff, you follow the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. You know it. You're online right now. You know what's up. You got to do all that stuff, and then you could be here when it's live, or you could be here when it's later, and you could post a comment down below, and sometimes I'll get to it. But the best way, if you are new to the channel and things seem a little bit confusing to you, I would like you to take a minute. It's going to be in the chat window down here. I'm going to post it myself. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to post a link myself. It is going to be to the Patreon page. Patreon is super confusing. I get it. What is it? What is it all about? It is a third-party website, which means it doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. It doesn't have anything to do with Facebook. It doesn't have anything to do with Instagram or any of the other websites out there, okay? It's its own website where we crowdsource and we're able to help out creative people to be able to bring shows like this or other shows or edited shows or paintings or I think I'm about to sponsor a guy who's building car parts, which seems kind of interesting to me. I'm gonna do some follow up here on it and see if it's something that I want to endorse or whatnot, because I just kind of popped into it and haven't really had a chance to look at it. But you can get a chance to look at my page. It's under Corvus Oscen. I know Oscen is confusing. It is Latin. I get it. Confusing. Cool, right? Now the Patreon page allows all the community people that are in the Patreon to post up questions, comments, pictures, complaints, issues, things of that nature, and the people there can either help you out, I can help you out, or you could tune in on a Friday show when I answer those questions and stuff. Currently, the count of Patreons has gone up and down and up and down. It's been swinging around quite a bit. We're back up to 288 Patreons. The patrons, thank you very much. Kudos to all of you new ones. Those of you that have not been able to maintain your patronage, I'm sorry to hear the bad news if things are going on. If you just don't like this channel anymore, well, that's cool too. I get it. But thank you to all the new ones, and a quick shout out to... Oh, come on now. Where'd this goofy thing go? Yeah, I pushed the wrong button. It's not a very professional show around here. I hardly even know how to operate a computer. But a quick shout out here to the new ones from June. Let's see. Let's delete. Christopher Clark, brand new. Kurt, coming in brand new. Nikki Depew. Woo. Big patronizer, coming in big time. Kristen Asen, hopefully I'm saying that right. John Gonzalez up in the ante. Oh, thanks, buddy. Chris Bauman, not liking it. Aquarium Connection, nice. I think that's a repatreon. I'm not 100%. Alex Saval, Drew Wham. Drew Wham. Pedro Fisk and Haley Cox. Woohoo! Welcome all the new ones, and a big thank you to all of our patronizers over the last year, 2 years, whatnot. We're actually getting to a point where we're getting closer to a goal. We got a big goal. I know it. You know it. We all know it. We all know what's going on. Those of you that have been following The Real Fish Talk and also like Aquarium Co-op and my channel and stuff know that we are kind of evolving what's going on around here. I'm excited. I know that I've been getting messages from people that are excited too. Not only do I have a baby on the way, but we got a lot of projects on the way. We're getting closer and closer to doing some of those big goals, and we'll see what happens and shakes out in the near future. In the meantime, we're rocking and rolling. We're just going to keep making shows, answering questions, doing what we got to do, trying to entertain, right? Trying to entertain the people. That's you guys, right? Trying to entertain the people, trying to do what we're going to do around here. And have a good time while we do it, right? Let's have some laughs. Let's have some grins. And by the way, I mentioned the Aquarium Co-op. That guy is over 163,000 subscribers. My God, my man. It's like 2 thumbs. Man, congrats, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm loving to see that. I think one thing I noticed the other day... I do want to give a shout out to my man here. Let me get his page up. Hold on a second. My boy. Oh, come on. Do the internet. There we go. There it is. Come on, internet. Come on now. My guy. He really needs to shorten this URL. This is nuts. Jeffro's Fish Keeping. If you guys have not subscribed, Jeffro's Fish Keeping, he's getting super close to the 1,000 mark. I was on his live stream chatting with him the other day. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, please do it. He's real close to getting to that 1,000 mark, and I know that is a huge thing. And he's been putting in a ton of work. I like a lot of his videos. I'm not gonna blow smoke up anybody's buns cheeks here. I'm going to say I don't like all of them, but I do like a lot of them, and I definitely have a good time, and he's a good guy. So maybe there's a couple of you out there that want to throw him, get him to that 1,000 mark. There's a lot of people that just need to get to that 1,000 mark, and then they're able to kind of move on from there. It's hard to get to the 1,000 mark, I'll tell you, from personal experience. Way back in 2010, I think 2010, I was trying to get to the 1,000 mark, and it took me a really long time. And I would imagine that it's probably even harder now. There's a lot more competition out there. Back in the day, I was just competing with people getting slingshot into the groin and things like that, and that was hard enough then. Nowadays, whew, boy howdy. So if you guys want to check out the Jeffros, give him a check. Give him a check there. We see a Daddy Tanky who's asking, when is Colby going to set up a saltwater tank? Hold your horses, because it'll happen at some point in time. I don't know his timeline on that. It'll be whenever he does it. I'm sure you'll see a video of it when it does happen, though. I'll tell you that much. But I think it's on his to-do list. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to his to-do list. I'm just his friend, and we collaborate on stuff, and we work on projects together. But I don't know what his schedule is. I understand why people would ask me questions, because they're like, man, I want to ask Corey questions. Maybe I'll ask Joel questions. I rarely do I have an answer, honestly, just to give people a heads up ahead of time. Rarely do I have an answer for what he's up to. Because even when I think I know what he's going to do, he does something completely different, and then I'm like, what? What happened? Now, I have a question here. I got this sticker. I got this sticker here. Does this part come off and be a sticker on its own, or what? Okay, I got a sticker here. It's a little Washington. This is home at the bottom. I'm debating whether or not I want to put this on my truck. Now, the big debate came from, I thought that this sticker was blue, but check this out, bros. It's clear, which is perfect. And the reason I bringing this up is kind of a selfish reason. as you guys know, I've been going through all sorts of truck problems with the insurance people, and the craziness that comes along with that. And all of the craziness that comes along with that is sort of mind-bending. It's a mind-bending situation. Those of you that follow Dark Star Arts on the face pages and stuff, you guys kind of know. I'm pleased to announce we do have a new truck. We do have a new truck. I think I mentioned it on Real Fish Talk, but I'd rather mention it a little more in-depth here, right? Because this is my show. It's my show. It's a one-man show. Where's my guest? I don't know. But we got a new truck. It is the exact same truck, you guys, that I had before. And people keep telling me, that's not a truck. That's an SUV. Cool. I call it a truck because it's not a car. It's not a motorcycle. And it's not an ATV or a boat. So I just call it a truck. But yes, you're right. It is a sport utility vehicle, although I use it for hauling stuff and towing a trailer and all that kind of stuff that you would do with a truck. It just happens to have a inside going all the way to the back, which I find to be way more convenient than having a pickup truck with like a canopy on it. Canopy gets broken into all the time. It takes a certain kind of criminal to actually break into the actual vehicle itself, but I find that there are a lot of people that will break into a canopy very often. Very, very, very often. Yeah, car truck get broken into sometimes, but the canopy, like, all the time. You got a work truck with a canopy on it, like, I swear, there's like a sign on it that says break in here and try and steal what's ever inside. Which was pretty cool back in the day because I'd have my dog back there, and my dog would bite the living bejesus out of anybody that would go in there. But nowadays, I got the cute man, Mr. Chips, and I got the cute lady, Miss Bitty Browns, and I wouldn't put them in the back there. They're just not suited for that. But my old dog, he loved it back there. It's this little house on wheels, and we'd go wherever we were going. Now, I got the exact same truck, which is a 1998 Ford Explorer. Oh. And I remember Tampa Tom was saying, dude, hopefully he's got the V6 version. Yes, I got the V6 4x4 all-wheel drive version. Motor's looking real good. Drivetrain's looking real solid. Believe it or not, a 20-year-old truck like that, 100,000 miles on it. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to find a truck with that few miles on it and in the real good shape that it was in. So I'm feeling good about this situation. I went today and replaced all the suspension parts that needed replacing. Most people that know anything about a truck of that 20-year mark, the shocks are all bad. Most of the grease boots and stuff are missing. There's just a bunch of suspension nonsense that will just get worn out. And like I said, I'm going to be towing my trailer again and that kind of stuff. So I definitely need to get the suspension sorted out, which I got that done today. And I'm happy to say, driving like a champ. I had to get the wheels and tires rebalanced and a bunch of other sort of nonsense kind of stuff. And I'm happy to say I got all that stuff figured out. Charlie saying a new odometer. Ian saying sounds like you found a gem. Jeff Allen says I'm an auto mechanic. If you need any car repair help, give me a shout. Jeff, if you're in the area and you like run or work at a shop or something like that, feel free to hit me up. You can throw me an email, and if you are local to the area or something like that, I'm happy to make a new relationship down here in the South End. For suspension and brakes and all that kind of stuff, I will typically go to like Les Schwab, which is a dealership, or not a dealership. It's a professional company down here on the West Coast that does a fantastic job. Whenever I mention Les Schwab to anybody on the East Coast, they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you guys are so far away, you don't know, because there's a lot of Les Schwabs out here. So it just feels like a normal thing. But they're sort of like the best wheels and tires and suspension kind of place because they warranty everything forever. They might not be the cheapest place, but they pretty much guarantee all of their work. And, even when I was there today, they had a customer in there that had a squeak from one of the brakes that they had done, and apparently, a rock or a piece of debris had gotten up between the alarm, which those of you that don't know, there's an alarm that hangs over when the brake pad gets short enough, it'll run into the rotor, and it makes that squealing sound. And so she thought, oh my gosh, there's something completely wrong. Apparently a rock had just gotten up and wedged itself in there somehow. And the funny thing is that the guy that was there was like, the technician that was there was like, hey, we're just going to replace all that stuff. They were like, I could just take the rock out and you would be fine. But I would rather just replace all the stuff that may or may not have gotten overheated or worn or anything like that. And the guy was out there actually just replacing it for free of charge just to make sure that it was right. And that's the kind of stuff that those guys have always done. I mean, it's just an example over and over of those dudes just being stellar company, stellar people, and super badass. And happy to say I got all that done today. Truck is driving like a champ. Some people were saying new odometer. Did you drive that? Alyssa was saying, what, 100,000 miles only? Did they drive it here from 2002? So I looked up the story of the truck via the VIN, and it actually matched the owner's description of what had happened. Is that it was a county-owned vehicle that was not used very much, because most of the county vehicles that are used are either a car for people to drive around, like if they're commuting somewhere, or a pickup truck because they're normally like throwing stuff in the back. And they had an SUV for specialty usage, and they probably have like 10 or 100 or who knows how many they have. But this one happened to be one of those. So it was really only averaging, I think it was averaging like 6,000 miles a year, which means it wasn't being driven not at all, but it was definitely not getting they're definitely not getting the usage that they really should. And more often than not, when a county does an appraisal on their vehicles, normally they'll just find the ones that aren't hitting the mark, and then they'll auction them off, which this one got auctioned off. And then the guy's son is actually a mechanic that runs a shop, so they actually took the truck and did all the work to it to basically completely spruce it up. And then the dad was actually using this as just his camp vehicle, so he's just been using it from time to time to go camping in. And, long story short, he's just kind of too old for camping now. So they were just like, look, he's like, we're just going to travel to hotels and stuff now, so no real reason to keep this vehicle. The guy was a really, really cool dude. His wife was awesome, too. Local taxi and Uber driver, kind of really cool dude. Definitely had a great time hanging out with those guys. And this vehicle, it's just in really stellar shape. It's an exact replacement of my other truck, except it's white. So works out pretty darn well, I think, altogether. I've definitely in the hole some money, but it feels like the right thing to do. My truck got broken. I'm going to replace it with the same thing, which is the whole reason that that the insurance exists, and that's the whole reason that you do get an insurance check from them, like totaling it and stuff like that. So it feels all right to get that handled now, and just not have to worry about it too much. Like I said earlier, I'm still dealing with the insurance people or whatever, but I'm just saying, worst case scenario, we're not going to be homeless or anything like that because I don't have a truck. Because now we do have a truck, fully insured, fixed up, everything's been inspected, looks super good, and getting back to work shortly. One slight issue The door lock on the passenger side doesn't seem to be working properly. I think a guy like me will be able to pull the door panel off and find out what's going on with that actuator. Not a big deal. But happy to say that is sorted out. So that's my little bit of a personal story deal today. Happy to get that pretty well sorted out and and whatnot. But story checks out, truck checks out, and it's running pretty good. The only downside with this one is that, it has a bunch of issues. This is a 20-year-old truck, but the couple things that come to mind is that the gas gauge is a little bit weird, which doesn't really matter because I don't normally follow the gas gauge. I normally follow the mileage as to when I go get gas. When I go get gas is normally when I hit a mile mark, and not like when the gauge gets down to E. I normally go by mileage. It's an old, it's like you work driving for like big company truck or something like that. That's normally how you do it. It's either by hours or miles. Don't really trust the gas gauges all that much. And as some of you guys know, I used to run street sweepers for a long time. That's something that I did in the overnight hours. So we used to do that over the graveyard shift for, a good amount of time. And definitely enjoyed my time doing that, although it's just far too solitary for somebody like me. And barring getting into too, like, personal detailed or whatever, but I basically, like, moved away and stuff and stopped doing that job. But, that was one of those things that it just set into my head, like, oh, yeah, you just need to remember how far you're going or whatever, and, like, relying only on the gas gauge is never a great idea. And boats, too, because boats go by hours also. Gillett says you can keep a stick in the car and dipstick just to check. That would be a good way. That would be a great way to go about checking the fuel in your vehicle. Let's just get a stick and jam it in there every once in a while. But just on that quick personal note that took way too long to talk about. I'm glad to say that we got the wheels figured out. I'll be able to head out and do some jobs. And on a related note for that, we might not have a Friday show this week, you guys, because I'll probably have to go out, beat feet, and make some money, So I'll probably be out doing some work, or I'll figure it out. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But just as a fair warning to you guys that we might not be having a Friday show, which I want to, but we'll see. The baby of the future takes precedence, though. Start worrying about those bills and stuff. West Coast Aquatics, where are you at in California? All right. So, if anybody noticed the title of the show today is that where should the FISHFAM road trip stop? Okay. Now, we got to put some caveats on here. I would like to hear some ideas from you guys. I would like to see preferably either some comments down below, once this video uploads, or somewhere a little bit more permanent than just the chat. Even though the chat does upload after the fact, I don't know how many people read it or not. But feel free to post in it now. But let's try to get some comments or something like that, and then I'm gonna take probably the top 3 that set in my mind as to where to go, and I will give you some hints as to where we're going. I'm not going to tell you when, because that would be goofy, but I could be telling you some where, right? So let's go. Maps, right? Let's go to the Google Maps. Let's go to the Google Maps. That's right, Google. You don't know where I am, but you have a general idea of where I am. Google. All right. So it looks like we're going to be taking a track through the Idaho, through the Washington, through the Utah, through the Colorado, maybe the Wyoming, maybe the Arizona, maybe the Nevada, probably the California, and the Oregon, right? So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 50 states, let's just stick with the 10 of those 50 states. Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Colorado. Basically anything in the West. Anything west of Texas. You could throw New Mexico in there, but I don't think there's any reason to go to New Mexico. Now, I will let you guys know we'll be going around there. And Nisi of the North, you could say Alaska, but I will be in Alaska with Victoria, okay? So this is going to be a better trip. If you guys want to meet up in Alaska, I want to come to your house. I want to do some filming. I want to meet you guys. I want to hang out. I'm not saying you have to make dinner, but let's just be honest here. Dinner would be appreciated by anybody who ever gets hungry, which is me. I mean, I'll take macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. I don't care. But we are coming to Alaska already. So I would definitely say, yeah. And the East Coast peeps that are super upset, I understand. I fully understand. I fully understand, but I will be, and all right, hold on. Myself, Corey, Jimmy, we're going to be at Aquatic Experience, which is in New Jersey, which the last time I checked is pretty much as East Coast as you can get. Now, you could get further east, like Maine or whatnot, but New Jersey is on the coast. They got that Jersey shoreline, you know what I'm saying? They got that Jersey Shore, which I really do not think is an accurate representation of the people from Jersey, okay? If anybody thinks that I think that Jersey Shore is an accurate representation of the people from New Jersey, you got a thing coming, because that ain't what I be thinking, you know what I mean? That ain't what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there's a lot of sane, reasonable, really cool people from Jersey. And on that note, let's continue talking about what we were talking about. So, we'll actually be at the Aquatic Experience in New Jersey. So that is, and shoot, I did not look that up. I should have probably looked that up. Hold on, what are the dates? Aquatic Experience. There we go. Do. Come on now, make it a little bit easier. 19th, 20th, 21st, the 21st of October. So, October's going to be hot. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be legit. It's going to be Aquatic Experience. To be really honest with you guys, I wish that the Aquatic Experience was in September. It feels like it would be better if it was in September, but it is in October. That's when we'll be there. It feels like a million miles away, but it will come up super fast. So don't freak out. October 19th, 20th, and the 21st. At the Meadowlands Exposition Center. So if you don't have a hotel room booked, good luck, because I've already got mine booked. I've got my plane tickets booked. I got all that stuff happening. It's happening. It's done. And I'll be there. Kobe will be there too. And Jimmy will be there too, barring any kind of traumatic experience in the world. And hopefully everybody's fine, but we'll be there. So that will be the East Coast thing. And the Midwest people, never fret. The Midwest people, Koopy and myself are planning a different road trip that we figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But we don't have that one figured out yet. This will be like a West Coast road trip thing that we're going to do. I won't tell you the dates, but I want to see where people maybe want us to come. Turtle Girl says something weird is happening. The comment section is available on my desktop window, even though the show is live. What? Hey. Hey, man. Turtle Girl, you got to get in where you can. Oh, wow. We've got the comment section. What's going on? Turtle Girl is commenting on it. I like it. That is cool. I don't know how you figured out how to do that, but that's rad. Would love to see you come north of the border. Make a pilgrimage to Vancouver to meet up. Oh my gosh, you guys can comment on the comment section. Wow! Is this new? Is this a new thing? When did this happen? This is awesome. Is that something that you guys can do? Oh. Turtle Girl is like a wizard. I don't know how does I would like to see. I hope this works. I wonder if you guys can comment during the show. That is cool, and it doesn't have to be in the light. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen this happen. My gosh, you guys, we are living in the 21st century. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but check that out. That's awesome. Matthew Waybright is here saying Oregon. Joseph Robbins says the internet. Well, I'll be on the internet. Let's see. Insightful one. Fish Keeping says Redding, California. Hold on a second. Where is Redding, California? How south is that? Redding. Where are you? There's Cholula, Palm Springs, Riverside. Oh, crap. I gotta actually type this in, don't I? Let me see. Redding, California. Where are you? Ooh, that's up north. Okay. Middle. North. No, that's north. Ooh, man, that's north of Sacramento, so that is north. All right. Digging it. I would like to stop in Redding. Who lives in Redding? Man, hopefully there's enough people in Redding, but that's a good option to come up the coast and stop somewhere like Redding. That would be cool. Man, it's been a while since I've driven through Redding. What a beautiful area. Seems like every time I go down there, though, I end up in the at like Lake Shasta and stuff. I'm looking at that now and realizing, like, oh yeah, that's where the Shasta Park is. The Shasta Trinity National Forest. Okay. All right. Where's... Well, I don't know how to look this up. I'm just going crazy with the wheel over here. This isn't very good. It's not a very good show if I'm over here, like, looking over at that stuff, right? But let's try to keep it up here, and we can kind of figure out where we might want to go. But it's definitely a West Coast thing. We'd like to make some stops. It'll be Koopy and myself at least, and it's going to be somewhere out of those 11 states. We're going to figure out a stop and make it happen. I don't know when the dates are. I don't know what's going on, but I definitely wanted to put it out there into the ether so that people know what's going on. And they're like, hey, would you like these weirdos to come swing by and, like, visit your town or something, you know? You'd be like, hey, man, we rented out. Like, we rented out the Denny's. You know, and be like, we rented out the Denny's. It's going to be hot. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be moons over my hammy. You know, it's going to be moons over my hammy for days. We ordered 60 of them, 60 moons over my hammy. We're going to cut them up into little squares. It's going to be a buffet of moons over my hammy, right? But as making jokes about that, but you know, that is something that could happen, like take over an IHOP or something, and we all just go there and hang out, have some coffee, and have some laughs and stuff, you know. So it would be great if you guys would throw down and let me know some ideas of where we want to go, where we want to be, where we're going to be at. Maybe you've got an awesome, fish club in New Halem something. I don't know. But I don't know. I won't know unless you guys tell me, and then I'm in the dark, and then I'm like, I don't know. And then people get upset that they're like, why didn't you stop by here? And I'm like, I don't know where Denver is. I've been there 100 times, but I don't know where it is because I don't know if the FISHFAM is there. You know what I mean? I hardly even know that the secret history living in your aquarium is actually around here. I know that he's around here. but I don't know where. I know that Bracken's around here, but I don't know where. I know that the Turtle Girl's around here, but I don't know where. I know Bentley is around here, but I don't know where. I know M. Howie is in Illinois, but I don't know where he is. What's he doing? He's probably buying steel and doing cool stuff. He's probably not getting suspension work done, but we did have a little chat on the old face page comments there. In kind of, it's kind of a response to what I was talking about yesterday during the Real Fish Talk, which I may or may not have become. Some people think I'm angry again, which I'm not. I'm a goofball. I start my show off by making weird noises with my mouth. Come on now. But some people thought I was bullying them after they made nasty comments and stuff in the chat, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's legit. But one of the things I was talking about yesterday was, kind of avoiding the pitfalls of DIY, that you could like save money and this and that and the other thing. And the reality is that there are certain instances that you could, like if you are super good at, using a spray gun and taping off your house and painting your own house. You could probably save a lot of money painting your own house, right? But you would definitely it's going to definitely take you a lot longer. The cleanup's going to be real hard for you, and choosing a paint is going to be difficult. Doing the trim is going to be difficult. Getting up on a ladder and not falling off is going to be a problem. You see how these things start to pile up? I could have done the suspension work on my truck. I know how to do it. I know exactly how to do it. But the shop is ready to do it. They've got all the big tools, and they've got the bodies. They've got the bodies and the know-how and all that kind of stuff to get it done super quick. So if it would have taken me 8 hours to get it done, I would have been probably a little bit cranky, tired, and unable to do the rest of my work that I need to do. So it really was beneficial to go there and not do the DIY idea and try and make a mild-mannered attempt to save. I think I really would have only saved like between $50 and $70. It still would have cost a bunch of money. It was just better just to suck it up, get it done, and go that route, So, but Mike Howie and I were talking about that earlier. It's just, I don't have a shop. I don't have a lift. I don't have all that stuff. And it was just best to get that done. And that was kind of a tie-in with actually something I was talking about yesterday. And I wanted to mention that, like, this is an opportunity that to show you guys in action some of the things that I talk about and go, from my experience, X, Y, Z, right? Now, you don't have to follow any of that kind of stuff. Like, it's your own prerogative to do whatever you like. But this is definitely one of those spots where it's like, I 100% know how to do it. I do own all the tools to get the job done, but it's not going to be a great position for me to really invest a lot of my time in there getting that stuff done when I do have some things that I'm really good at that I could get paid for and pay for that and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Mr. B's Fishing Things is here. Let's see. Bracken is in Pullman, my man. See, he's around here. The Lewiston-Clarkston Valley? Where is that? I want to look where that is. I'm trying to figure out off the top of my head. Yeah, that's Idaho. I will be in Idaho at some point. When is the dates for Idaho? I don't know, because my calendar's on my phone. I wonder, I should put the Google Calendar up on my computer. There's so many alerts pop up from it. It's annoying. Let me see if I can go to it. Let me see. I don't know. What is this? Where's the Google Calendar? Come on now. Google Calendar. There it is. Ho, ho, ho. What is it? Okay, it's not working on my computer. I have to, like, log in and stuff. I don't know. What is this? What did it do? What did I do? Yeah, so I'll be in San Francisco. And hopefully we'll be able to go out to dinner with Zenzo or something like that. I'll be in San Francisco the 15th and 16th. Let me see what's going on calendar style. Whoa. Did I Dudes, I accidentally went. I missed July. Hold on a second here. When will I be? August. Oh, man, I'm going to be in Idaho in August? Who booked that? Oh, come on now. Who booked that? Well, I'll be in Idaho in August. I'll be in Alaska in August for quite a while, actually. Let me see here. This is not very comprehensive. All right, what the? All right, I can't keep doing the show like this where I'm just looking over here and clicking at things. All right, but I'll be in Idaho in August. I'll be in Alaska in August, and I'll be around. I'll be around, you guys. We'll be shucking and jiving and moving around and doing stuff. I was really hoping to try and book a overseas thing, which I'm kind of excited for, and I don't want to blow the doors off of it, but I'm excited for an overseas thing again, and I really hope it comes through. It's really dependent on the sponsorship of a company. If a company can do it, if a company's going to sponsor it, I'm really excited, and I don't want to blow the doors off of it, but I'm very excited for a possible overseas thing going the other direction towards, let's see, the direction of Thailand. Not to Thailand, but the direction of Thailand. That way. Keep going west. Asia. There we go. Oh. Asia's pretty big. It's non-specific, right? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope that happens, but we'll see what's up. So, like I said, there is going to be a road trip, a FISHFAM road trip. So it'll be me and Corey, and hopefully maybe Jimmy will come along. I'm not sure. It might just be the two of us, road warrior style, and maybe we'll have to find a junkyard dog somewhere to keep us safe. We'll swing by a something cool, We do have some stops that we are kind of tentatively planning on making, but this road trip is also tentative on that Asia trip, basically. If it's going to be worthwhile to go coordinate with that company, then it's going to be worthwhile to do this road trip. I'm pretty excited, but I asked this question a couple of months ago, and I don't think we necessarily got enough of enough options or places or whatever to even put a good poll together to even ask people where they wanted us to go and where were we going to go, what was going on. It's really hot in here today. So that was some of the ideas, some of the options. Hold on. I'm really good at telling you guys to hold on today. Oh, Bracken says to get my Google Calendar fixed. It works great on my phone. I have everything synced up on my phone, but whatever reason this computer over here it's not synced up on. I don't know why. But it's good that Bracken has my phone number. I'm being abused, you guys. I'm the victim of text abuse. He's texting me, and he's being so mean. I'm just kidding. Bracken's awesome, and that is funny. Got me. Got me to look at my phone. That worked. But we do have a super chat here real quick. But let's see. What's where did that go? Something scrolled by, caught my eye. Where'd it go? Man. Oh. Susan for SLC Aquatics says, yes, DIY is good if you have no money like me. Sometimes, some things it is good to do your own stuff. Sometimes it's not. Oftentimes, a lot of people have got some kind of expertise that they can normally trade. Think bartering. Think bartering, that our system is actually just a wonky, elaborate, bartering system, that you become an expert at something, then you trade your expertise for some money, right? And then you're able to trade that money to somebody else that has expertise. And it's like brain surgery. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't just go like, well, I'm gonna figure out my brain surgery for my cousin because I saw a YouTube video about it. So I'll get it. But oftentimes a lot of the DIY stuff is just not even going to be as good as something that could be produced. So I would bear in mind that kind of stuff, that everyone out there should really embrace the is this going to be worth it, or is this going to be super frustrating? And then if you're planning on learning about something, set aside the time to go learning something. It's really one of those issues that when you come down to like fish keeping and stuff like that, like something's life is on the line if you really accidentally screw it up. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the deal. Ian is asking, is that a killifish you're painting? Yes, it is. It's going to get rocking and rolling here. I planned on working on it today, but a funny thing happened. The time I have on my schedule for working on some more of the underpainting on that, I picked up the wrong wiper blades today. So ridiculous, because I looked in the book and it said I need the 48-18, the 18-inch wiper blades. As it turns out, I actually need the 20-inch ones. So I'm going to have to drive back over to the parts store, get those swapped out, put the wiper blades on. I understand that it's not a big deal, but I set aside an hour for the underpainting today, and it's probably going to eat up that whole hour. It's like, go out, get in the truck, drive over there. Yes, it only takes like 10 minutes to drive there, but then it's like 10 minutes to exchange it. Then it's like between 5 and 8 minutes to actually change the wiper blades, then recycle all the dead parts, then get in the truck, drive back here, park the truck, blah, blah, blah. It ends up being an hour. By the time I get back in here, it's like, oh, I've got 8 minutes to get started. Now I got to stop. So, funny story, but hopefully I get something done on it by the time there's a next show. I'm excited to work on it. It's just I've got the obligations that are in the way of working on it. And there's no deposit or anything like that on that painting. Otherwise, I would basically just lose sleep. I would make sure that if it was a customer's painting, I'd be making sure that work was getting done on it. But right now, I'm just making that one, because I really like killifish, and I think they're cool. I don't know about this commenting on the video, even though it's live. It might just be a fault. It might just be YouTube being weird. I don't know. We got a 97% approval rating, though. Look at that. Somebody disliked the show. How many? Oh, 2 dislikes. You guys. Ooh, 2 power dislikes. Oh, man. I feel bad for you, kid. The two Utes. The 2 Utes didn't like it. I feel bad for you guys. If it's not working out for you, whatever you got going on, if it's not working out, 2 dislikes. Should we do a like spike real quick? Is everybody ready? Hanging over the like button. In the meantime, I'm going to answer this super generous super chat from Travis C. saying, no question, just supporting the show. Thanks for your efforts. Much appreciated. And you know what, Travis? That is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Not to give a bad name to super chats, because that's really not what I'm trying to. That's not what's going on here. I just feel like the Patreon is such a better value for everybody. And some people just like to super chat, which is totally cool. I get it. I just feel like the Patreon is like such a better value, realistically. And I I just do. It's a once a month thing, and somebody that's willing to throw down like $50, like yourself. If you threw down $50 twice, you could have the $100 Patreonization, and you could get a producer credit, and you could tell me what you want a video to be made of, right? So I think that's a cool thing that people could cash in on. I think it's cool. Nick's Fish Room says, I like DIY because I like building and engineering challenges, but I do have quite a few skills and have acquired many tools over the years. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate I appreciate that people out there already are set up to do it. It's like you already kind of have the skills, and you're like, dude, look, that stupid thing is $400. I could do it for $50. Now that's a good deal. That would be a good deal and a cool thing. But I just think there's too many people endeavoring onto something, and they haven't done the school yet. They haven't done the class yet. They're like, how does this saw work? I've even cut my thumb off, and I'm a pretty darn experienced with saws, So we probably should hit the like spike here. So let's give it a 10, 9, 8, 7, a 6, 5, a 4, 3, a 2, 1. Hit the like button and share this out with every person you've ever met in your entire life. Did it work? I don't know. It's probably broken, would be my guess. A bunch of people left. You know what's funny? If you talk about the like spike, about 30 people leave. But that's life, buddies. That's life. Don't talk about the like spike, man. Corey Boy Aquatics says, does it pay for Mr. Browns? Actually, these Mr. Browns were sent to me in the mail via some gangsters that were down with my Amazon wish list. And it escapes my mind right now as to who it was, and I apologize for that. It's not intentional. More often than not, I can't even remember my own name. So that is just a reality of how it goes. But if you are somebody who does want to send me some Mr. Browns or something like that, whoops. Hold on. I got to get the tiny text. There we go. If you are somebody that ever wants to do that, here is a wish list. If that's something that you want to do instead, that's totally cool too. I only ever put the list together because people were asking me to put the list together. I've never had any expectation of anybody ever sending me anything. But there definitely has been some super generous people that have sent me cookies also, from Corey Boy asking about cookies. Yes, people have definitely sent me cookies. It's super awesome. And speaking of somebody having sent me something, I want to show you guys something really cool from Mr. Adam Foster. I wonder if I can get it on without screwing up my hair. Now, I haven't shaped the brim. I haven't shaped the bill yet because, we don't have the bill shaped yet because it's brand new. It's out the box. Now, it happens to be a 7 1/4. I think my head's gotten bigger because the 7 1/4 seems to fit fairly well. I mean, it's got a little slack to it, but that's because I got to shape the bill, Whoa. Adam Foster sent me this hat, the Seahawks hat from the draft. So cool. Very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Adam was out there working the draft. Those of you that don't know what the draft is, that's when the college players get picked by the teams. And this is actually the hat. This is only the hat. You could only get this if you went to the draft or you sent somebody or somebody that you knew was at the draft. So cool. So cool. Thank you very much, Adam. Totally out of the blue and super awesome. And I don't know if I'm ever even going to wear this hat, except for during the Seahawks games. We have a tradition around here where we do the fourth quarter. We do what's called fourth quarter hats. If the Seahawks are behind, we throw on goofy hats like giant cowboy hats, like a hard hat, maybe a miner's hat, maybe a fedora, something like that. We throw that on to hopefully rally the Seahawks, right, as some kind of thing that we could be doing. But I know that it means nothing. It's just fun that we get to throw on goofy hats for the fourth quarter. And then if we lose the game, you could just throw it down on the ground like, oh, shoot. And shucks, buddy, we worked so hard for that win. I know that we don't have anything to do with it. I just happen to be a fan of football. I'm not one of those fanatically crazy yeller, screamer people. Never been known to be that dude. And yes, those people irritate the crap out of me also. I'm just a big fan of football. I like the sport is a pretty amazing sport. The politics of it are pretty ridiculous right now, and I don't really care one way or another. Whatever. Let's if people are going to be into politics, be into politics. If you care what the NFL is saying that they can or can't do in relations to the politics of the United States and the world, stop doing that. To go find something else to get behind. Like, just find another thing that makes you really upset and get upset about that, and focus on what you can do about that, because who cares? It's just ridiculous. I love me some football, but all the nonsense that surrounds it at this point is kind of ridiculous. Personally, it's what I feel. Let's see here. It's an hour into the show, and we lost all the superficial fans. Get out of here, superficial fans, because it's time for the video. Time for the video. It's gonna be time for some video. Oh, man. Losing subscribers during the show. How funny is that? They don't like the live show, you guys. They get mad and they unsubscribe. But it's time to go to the video. It's time to go to the video. Now, this video here actually is from some of the European trips. So those of you that didn't stick around, you're missing some of the European trip video that you aren't going to probably get to see in the short videos. And then you're going to go boo-hoo-hoo all the way home. But this video here is from an illustrious fellow, really cool dude that is actually, he's probably he's the only guy I've run into that has bred all sorts of puffers. Like, he just really is full on just a gangster when it comes to breeding puffers, breeding knowledge of puffers, care of puffers. How many puffers he's got is just amazing. I mean, this is just the few that he had moved over to his apartment. I do have a comprehensive video that will come out at some point in time. I was basically editing this, and I figured it's kind of a weak topic today to ask people about the road trip destination, like where would you really want us to go? I basically turned around and going like, you know what? I'd rather give the fans here a sneak peek, right? I'd like to give you guys a sneak peek if I can, because, you guys are awesome, and I'd like to give you guys a sneak peek of some cool puffer video that I got. Now, this is obviously poorly edited. This is kind of just some of the outtakes sort of stuff. It's not crazy out there or anything like that. A bunch of stuff is out of focus. It doesn't really follow any kind of tempo or anything like that. But it also definitely gives you guys a look into just how much work goes into editing a video. Like, this is basically 20% edited or something like that. I do realize that I have a long way to go. A lot of people were yelling at me about my most recent video, like that there's a crazy shrieking sound in it, because there was a sound effect that I had that was playing via some music and stuff, and apparently that was panned up too loud. And I'm always kind of astounded by how many people actually listen to like YouTube short videos on their headphones. I don't know. I'm always just kind of surprised. It's like, I'm deaf. My earphones have ruined my ears for the rest of my life. And I found that to be a little bit crazy, but it does give you guys an idea. Like, just the editing does take a really long time, especially when you get shots overseas and then they're sort of out of focus. This is all kind of blown out, like the contrast is a little bit off and stuff like that. But I can fix that stuff. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of like when it starts out and it's basically only a little bit edited, and then how far it comes along until it's done. And then here also is one of those things that is always kind of interesting to me is that typically when you go to a breeder's place, like they don't clean the glass all that much. It's just not all that important and to them. And I've seen that a lot, almost every breeder I go to. And it makes it super difficult to shoot their tanks because the glass is dirty and it's hard for cameras to pick up those multiple focal spots because it's trying to focus on the debris on the glass because it's really well lit. It's really well illuminated and it's not moving anywhere, you know what I mean? It's just holding still. It's really well illuminated. Cameras just naturally want to focus on it, and it can be a problem. But then you fly overseas and you realize, like, all right, I just got to work with what I got and learn more for the next time to do a better job and getting my video. But it's a progress, you know. Over the last 10 years, I guess I've gotten better and better at it, and I guess we shall see. We shall see how it goes. Headphones help with a 3-year-old running around and yelling. That is a good point. But I was just basically like, I'm always just kind of surprised how many people are actually listening on headphones. It's like they got their phone set up, they got their headphones on. Definitely kind of interesting to me. Alyssa Bentley says, well, I mean, I only log on to an actual computer when I have to send an invoice. And also, I have to force myself to do it. I hate being on my PC. Oh, I'm almost always on my. I'm almost on my computer a lot. RJL says, "Don't use autofocus." And basically, in this instance, I had to use autofocus. Obviously, there's no audio on this, but one of the things that's kind of interesting, I am basically shooting with the camera and talking to a guy who I just met. So I, you know, realistically, I do have to be kind of selective at times, and utilizing autofocus is an important tool to be able to use in these like interactions with somebody that I just met like 10 minutes before, to be able to like have my camera over here. There are a bunch of parts in the video that I had to edit out because, there's a bunch of parts that I had to edit out because I just was holding the camera down because I was talking to a guy that I just met that was very excited to have met, well, Americans, you know, and a bunch of, you know, a bunch of fish people and stuff. Secret History and Candy say YouTube is going nuts. Yeah, I'm guessing that YouTube is going a little bit weird right now because people are able to edit on the video. I'm noticing that there's actually on my channel, the episode is up twice. It's up, well, it's in 3 spots on my channel right now for some unknown reason. I don't know why, but we're just gonna forge ahead. And hope that it works out, and we'll see what happens. See what shakes out. Sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things do work, and we'll see. There was 2 chat rooms live with different numbers of people. One on my cell phone, one on my TV, and it was 55 in one and more in another. Oh. I'm wondering if that's what's going on. I'm wondering if there's actually just multiple streams going on right now, somehow. I wonder if that's even possible. Is that even possible? I don't know. Let me see what this thing's doing. Do. It's only sending to one output, but there are multiple. There are multiple on my page right now. There's, like I said, there's 3 on there for some reason. So maybe there's a show that we're not even seeing at all. Maybe there's like a chat open that we're not seeing at all. That'd be crazy. I don't know, but kind of interesting. Barbara Jackson says, I know koi will eat nori. Don't know anything about mystery snails, though. Probably. All right, Corvusception from Big Gulps. Yeah, it's probably just doing something weird. YouTube always has all sorts of problems all the time, and it's just a nonsense. Dan Squire says you could set autofocus to a single point. Yes, and, you know, one of the things that I'd like to point out is that the chaos of travel also, you know, being tired, being in unfamiliar places, constantly having to change the settings on my cameras, leads to, you know, sometimes some piss poor video, but luckily I take lots of video and I edit it down. And I think you guys that actually have watched the live stream will be able to go back and go like, oh, okay, that's what the finished product looks like. Because for me, it's more important to get the shots. Like maybe I don't get the perfect shot, but if I get the shot, there's something I could do with it. And that's a real. That's the biggest point. Just get the shot. That's all that needs to happen. And that would be my biggest pointer to anybody out there that's like trying to YouTube is like, get the shot before anything else. And then, you'll be able to do something with it. It may take a long time. It might be a big pain in the butt, but, it's better to be able to do that than just to have nothing, you know. Lotad is back from outer space. Where'd you go? Oh, outer space. Nicholas Krause says the boost can be out of soil or in it, but Joel prefers to put it in the substrate as long as the rhizome does not get buried because it will rot. It's a great point, for sure. Matthew Waybright is asked, so wait a minute, who's Andrew? Where's Andrew? Where'd that go? Lots of people answering Andrew. What? For Bucephalandra on wood, do roots need to be in the soil or do I place it on a rock? What? That I'm confused. If you've placed it on the wood, the roots would be placed on the wood. So that's confusing. I don't know. Boosts have no need for soil, but the roots will dig in if available. Stick to your scape and what works. Feed the water column in some way. Yep, that's great advice. Matthew Waybright is asking, what is the best ick treatment for clown loaches with ick in heavily planted tank? The best treatment would be IckX that I've found is just the best one. The IckX would be the best one out there, in my opinion, realistically, other than crazy temperature salt and all that nonsense. It would just be a big time. It'd be big chaos. It'd be big time chaos trying to. It would be big time chaos to be going with temperature and salt. Also, in a planet tank, it does kind of cause some problems and stuff. Secret History is asking heat. Yeah, heat and salt. But IckX is the easiest thing to do. Bentley Pascal says, is it weird the footage gave me an idea for a video which has no relation to puffers or travel? No, that's not that weird. It's pretty cool stuff. Also, one thing I found to be wildly difficult, which is actually a throwback to when I had puffers in the past. I'd forgotten how much of a pain it is to do a video on smaller puffers. Big giant puffers are actually really easy to do. If you, for instance, if you went to like the aquarium co-op, right? You could, it's really easy to get some good pictures of Murphy. Isn't that his name, Murphy? Yeah. If you go there, it's a really big puffer. It's got a lot of personality. It's going to come up right up to the front of the tank. It's really easy to get that. The little puffers, the little micro puffers, whatever you want to call them, dwarf puffers, probably a better word than micro, are just a little bit difficult to video. That is for sure. Nicholas Krause asking, what's going on with YouTube? I can chat and comment on the vid at the same time. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's a little bit crazy. It's, for some reason, it's cloned the video. And I don't know why. I just don't have a clue why. Let me check something over here. Let me see if I go to this. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal. Let me update it. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Over here, everything's fine. But I have no idea why YouTube's doing that. Because it's being weird. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just being tripping. Which, I don't know. Hopefully it'll work out and probably work out fine. I don't know. We'll see. KG says, P-Puffers are fun to film. Yeah, P-Puffers are pretty good. Fuzzy Fish says, hi, debate question. I think it's good for a long time and then just liquid ferts. Others say 1 year, so your mileage may vary. Oh, that was in response to Fuzzy Fish, which was asking just over a period of year with a dirted tank. Do you have to put root tabs in it after a while, or is it possible to still be good and just need fertilizer more in the water column? Realistically, you know, I get in these long tirades about dirted aquariums. Like, feel free to do it if you like. It's not up to me. I don't make decisions for you. But this is one of those, like, impossible questions to answer. It's like, because every time somebody just gets their own organic potting soil or whatever you're using for your dirted aquarium, there's really no consistency to it. You know, there's really no consistent, like, if you're talking about Fluval stratum, there's a lot of quality control that goes into it to make sure that it's a good product for your aquarium. You know, the dirt that you put in there, unless you have like a spectral analysis of it that you've done yourself, you're never going to know exactly how long it's going to last, what all is in there, or even really have an idea or any kind of rebuttal if it's you know, like if it has just a bunch of banana peels in it or something and gets rotten and gross, you know, in your aquarium. It's like the company's just going to be like, yeah, I don't care. You put this in your aquarium, you know. So there's just a lot of variables, but I have found that oftentimes they do just wear out. The dirt just runs out, and there's really no way to replenish it because most of the soil, not all, okay? Anybody's going to freak out on me about that. But most of the soils out there that people are utilizing for a dirted aquarium, they aren't rich in anything that can handle a cation exchange, which is going to be important in a long-term planted aquarium as far as the substrate and the substrate quality go. Because without that exchange, that means that there is not going to be... without that exchange, there isn't going to be any way to really recharge that dirt that is put in there, because most of it's like organic material and stuff and just doesn't have that exchange capacity that you're looking for over time to be able to kind of recharge the substrate for plants to continue growing. It's just a problem. Low Tad is asking, is there any iridescent fish that would go nicely in a 20 long? I was thinking diamond tetras, but they're hard to find at my local fish store. I really think what you mean by iridescent fish. I need some clarification on what you mean by iridescent fish. That's my question. So you mean like, Yeah, I'm going to need a little bit of clarity on your question there, because I don't know what you mean by iridescent. Hopefully we'll get some clarity on that. But I do have, from John Bedker last week, I believe, or maybe Monday, I'm not sure, was asking, Ultimate says it detoxifies nitrite and heavy metals, including copper. Does this mean that if I use cordon copper aid to treat for anchorworm, that it will be neutralized by the Ultimate? I'm not saying, so here's the thing. At the time, I said, what's Ultimate? I don't know. Which, of course, then I, said, well, maybe I'll figure it out in my own mind. But then I realized that Ultimate is Hikari's water conditioner, which has some lofty claims on it. And I'm certainly not saying that they're true or false. What I'm saying is this. I have not utilized this product, but I am skeptical about huge selling points from a one-bottle situation. It claims here detoxifies chlorine, ammonia, chloramines, heavy metals, and more. Pretty typical for a dechlorinizing agent. Then it also says full function water conditioner for freshwater and marine aquariums, which kind of makes me question. So water conditioner for marine aquariums seems a bit odd to me. I don't know why you would even put that on there. But removes common tap water pollutants toxic to aquarium inhabitants. Okay, so it says that on it. Now, all this first stuff pretty much makes sense, where it gets to adds essential electrolytes, like, okay. It boosts alkalinity, okay. Now it starts to get into some weird stuff, where it replaces skin slime coat, like, okay. Reduces fish stress. Well, I don't know how to quantify that. Instantly ages, with air quotes around it, water, which I don't know what that means either. Makes a safe environment for your aquatic pets. Okay, that could be good. That could be a good statement. Not toxic to humans, pets, and aquatic life. Okay, so it's not toxic. Cool, that's cool. Now, I've never used this. I've never used this product, but it does seem to be making some fairly lofty goals, like it all heavy metals, detoxifies heavy metals, including copper. Like, okay, it could be like Copper Safe. It could have that Copper Safe stuff in it, and it could be something like that. I've never used this, but I feel like there's a lot of promises for out of just one bottle, right? So that does kind of scare me. Hikari is a pretty good company, but they do sell some lower tier products, I guess, if that makes sense. They do sell some lower tier products out there, but I'm not saying this is one of them, but I'm just saying that there seem like to be a lot of promises for a one bottle application kind of thing. It just seems a little bit fishy and a little bit strange, so I don't know. I'm feeling a little suspicious. Now, like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could work awesome and be fantastic, but I haven't used it myself, and I've also haven't backed up any of the claims, but having looked into it, it seems like there's a lot of claims going on there, which does generally makes me suspicious. It might be an awesome all-in-one product. Maybe at some point I'll get some, and we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens. Bentley Pascal says used Ultimate a bunch. I like it more than Primer personally, or Prime, right? But that's just my choice. Yeah, I just wonder about how many claims are on it. It seems like there's a lot on there for what's going on. Let's see here. Iridescent fish, low tan, so like really shiny color, and color changing a bit when the light hits it. Lemon or silver tip tetras. Yes, I was actually eyeballing some lemon tetras the other day. It was like, look at these lemon tetras. They're going to be delectable once they're fully grown. Considering some of those, some silver dollars. There are a surprising amount of fish out there that are silver. So, yeah, I mean, just some standard tetras, anything like that, to fall within the iridescent, I guess. Shiny and color changing a bit when the light hits it. Silver dollars are pretty good for that, honestly. They do kind of have that blue tone to them. When you get to the angle. Also, I didn't really think about the fish stocking. What was the fish stock there? Where did this thing go? Boop. Let's see. KG says if it's cloned, hit the like button. Double the likes. Oh, yeah, that's good. Where'd it go? Silver tip. 20 long. Yeah. I mean, a 20 long, there's a lot of fish that could go in a 20 long. But let me think here. What would be cool? I'm just going to look through this list. Ooh. These would be cool. Here we go. I got a list for you. See if you can find these. If you could find these little buggers, I'd be super stoked for you. There we go. Can I put that in there? Does it delete it? Yeah. So there's a Wikipedia link right there. If you could find the Kochu's Blue Tetra, these would be dope. I would get these. I would see if your store could get them in. That'd be cool. Conservation status not evaluated, so that means typically they're around. So those would be ones that I would look into. If I could find those, that would be cool. Where'd my chat go? It has gone away. Oh, there's that. Okay, here we go. Brandon Duran is here. Has anyone heard or kept the Tool Perch? I never have, personally. Randy Hightower says snakeskin guppies and cardinal tetras are pretty common sparkly fish. Ooh, yeah, snakeskin guppies. Ooh, that'd be a good one. That'd be cool. Chris 1 has got to go. It's 1:30 p.m. here at Brussels. All right, 1:30 p.m. That's weird because it's 4:20 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. here. We're actually coming up on the end of the show. Hopefully you guys liked the video. I don't know. I couldn't really tell if anybody liked the video. Most people were just telling me to stop using autofocus, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I know, bros. I think, unfortunately, between some of those segments of filming right there that I had the autofocus set instead of to an area. I had it set to probably facial recognition because I think I was probably shooting some selfie vlog type stuff right before that, and it was probably still set to that while I was trying to film. And then all of a sudden, Captain Dingleberry realized that his camera was set to the wrong setting, and then all of a sudden the video quality changed. But I also kind of want to put that up there just as a reminder to people, like, just get the shot. Just get it. You can have a terrible shot like that, and you can turn it into something. So it'll give you guys an opportunity to go, like 4 days from now when that video comes out, or 5 days, or whatever it is. I'm not guaranteeing you guys a date. But whenever there's a time that video comes out, then you can go like, oh, he kind of took that nonsense and turned it into something that still looks terrible, but is tolerable. Like, it's a tolerable product. You're like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. And hopefully I'm able to put shrieking, scary noises into the sound, into the video, and freak people out. And we get a bunch of comments about that. That'll be cool. But we are coming up to the end of the show, so let me double check if there's any questions in here that we want to get to. Barbara Jackson says Pristella tetras are silver with the cool yellow and black fins. They look like that silver dollar tetras, but smaller. and don't eat plants. Yeah, silver dollars do eat plants. That's true. But they're a cool fish, and I haven't seen them in a long time. Let's see, maybe somebody has some silver dollars to post some pictures up or something, but I haven't seen them in person in a long time. My old neighbor used to have them, a bunch of them, and I'd be able to go over there and check them out, but, you know. Ian enjoyed it as a little tidbit. Ah, nice. I like it. Walid Tunay, Tonai, maybe? 2:30 a.m. in Kuwait. Good night. Walid, good night. Thank you for coming out. RJL, hard to shoot on the fly. That's true. How are the Rummy Nose Tetras from Denise? They are doing fantastically. They're doing quite well. As I mentioned earlier in the week, I am planning on probably moving them to a different tank so that I can kind of more aggressively breed them, because I need to bump up the temperature and get them to start really, really, really dropping eggs all the time. Or, well, you know, sticking eggs and stuff all the time, and then I'll be able to, you know, hopefully breed some local ones and get that colony getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because I think the easiest thing to do from having like 200 of them, 250 when I started out with, would be to breed them, and get up to like 1,000 or something, which is kind of crazy, but you got to have goals. We got to get into those 4 digits, you know, with the fish. And Baby Aquarium says, you should come see my fish collection when you come to the San Francisco Bay Area. Well, this time I'll be flying down to San Francisco. I don't think we'll have a ton of time for touring around and that kind of stuff. Anybody that's driven around in San Francisco, if you try to drive somewhere in San Francisco, you could easily burn up the whole day. Just like, oh, I'm just over here in Oakland. And it's like 6 hours later. Oh, the day's over. Crap. And you didn't even get anywhere. It can definitely happen, but I think we're going to have fun in San Francisco, but that's not this weekend. That's next weekend. So we'll have that going on, and pretty good. Lotad says, play some jazz to get them in the mood. They're breeding and dropping eggs a little bit right now, but I do need to get the temperature up a little bit higher. I need to get up to like 82, 83 in order to them to really start wanting to breed. And then I can also do water change drops on them to spur breeding, like it's becoming up the end of the season, right? And then they can start mating like crazy, which would be pretty cool. So that's kind of the plan. I hope everybody has a fantastic night out there. I got to say thanks to our one super chatter of the day, Travis C. Thank you very much, my guy. Very much appreciate it. I will see you guys later this week with a video at some point in time, with a live stream at some point in time. We shall see what happens. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic whatever today is, Wednesday, whatnot. And I will be checking in on you guys fairly soon, and have a fantastic night out there. I don't know why this thing is a double stream, but we'll figure it out. And I will go ahead and talk to y'all later.